How's it going, guys? Logan from Nights of Horror over here. It is officially fall. The season is upon us. We're just around the corner from October, so I thought I would go over my top 20 picks for Halloween movies, not the Halloween franchise, but October fall Halloween movies that get me into the season more than any other movies. I was debating doing a top 10, a top 15. Doing a top 20 was super hard. There's a lot that I left out that I feel really bad about, but my list is gonna go back and forth. Probably it's gonna switch all the time, but right now these are my top 20, and I usually try to savor these movies until October. I try my best not to watch them all year until October. On some of them, on a select few, I've kind of cheated because of quarantine and being bored and really wanting Halloween to come because there's nothing to do. I've cheated and watched some of them a little early. But nonetheless, let's start with number 20 for me, is Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein, it's a Mel Brooks movie. Hilarious. It's one of the greatest spoof movies of all time. You got Gene Wilder here as Dr. Frankenstein. It's hilarious. It's just a classic movie. Always gets me in the mood for Halloween. Alright, that's number 20. If you haven't seen it, get to it. Number 19, Poltergeist. The original Tobe Hooper Poltergeist. Love this movie. It's one of the first horror movies I got to watch. Scared the absolute crap out of me. That scene where he's picking at his face in the mirror, I had nightmares about ever since. Now I laugh at that scene. I mean, I love the practical effects, but it's cheesy. Love it though. Absolutely love it. Love this movie, love the film score, love the direction. Just all around great movie. Alright, and then we got number 18. So I kind of cheated on this one. I put two movies together. I see them both as one, and that is Creepshow 1 and Creepshow 2. Yeah, Creepshow 1, this is the Scream Factory. And cool thing, little side note, cool thing about this being a horror collector, Halloween collector, you get to see a lot of my collection. There will be future videos going over just my collection, but anywho, Scream Factory, Creepshow, and then you got Creepshow 2 by Arrow Video. You know what, I think I actually like Creepshow 2 a little more. I know I'm in the minority. I love the first one, but I saw Creepshow 2 before I saw Creepshow 1, and I don't know, just that segment called The Raft, it's one of my favorite anthology segments ever. Highly recommend both of these films if you like anthology movies. Fantastic. Stephen King, George Romero, who did Night of the Living Dead, all those classic zombie movies, and so many others to name. So that was my number 18. Number 17 is kind of special. You probably won't see this one on store shelves. Someone was really cool to make this one for me. There's no physical copy of this. This is a childhood favorite. Don't Look Under the Bed. This movie right here, as a little kid, not really, not being able to watch a lot of, rated R horror films, of course. I had good parents. My horror films up until like age 10 were like Don't Look Under the Bed, Disney Channel original movie. I believe Disney Channel doesn't play it anymore because parents thought it was way too scary, and they're right. It scared the crap out of me. I was afraid to dangle my feet off the bed because of this movie. And if you've seen this movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. Don't Look Under the Bed, man. Great movie. I'm so glad I have this on physical copy. As you can see, I'm a physical media whore. So having this in my arsenal of movies is just a blessing for me. All right, going down the list. Number 16. Recently acquired this version of the movie, Psycho. I did dive into this one early. I just got this is a brand new steelbook from Best Buy. It's on 4K, limited edition steelbook. It's very cool looking. I had to watch this movie in 4K. I couldn't wait. Then it looked great too. Highly recommend you pick this one up. It comes with two versions of the film as well. You get the uncut version, which Alfred Hitchcock intended audiences to see, and the well-known version that we all know, which I learned recently when audiences first saw this movie, I believe in 1960, what they were watching in the theater was the uncut version. And then later on, when it was put on the TV and put out back into theaters, it was cut just a little bit. There's not too many differences. There's just really, really subtle differences. Like, for example, the guy coming up the stairs who gets killed by Mother and falls down, he gets stabbed twice in the TV version, which is the movie that we all have come to know. And then in the uncut, he actually gets stabbed 4 times. So just little things like that, but definitely worth a pickup if you don't have it already. All right, number 15. This one is also one of the first scary movies I got to see. I wouldn't say it's super scary. It does have one of the very first jump scares in it ever. And that is the original House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. Love this movie. It's been remade. The remake is pretty good. It's a lot different, but you can't beat the original with Vincent Price, man. Like I said, it's got one of the first jump scares. I still jump at that scene a little bit, man, even though I know it's coming. It's a very effective movie, great ambiance, just all around a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, going down. This next one's special. I have cheated and I've watched this one early, but I usually save it, and that is An American Werewolf in London. John Landis classic. One of the best, probably I would say the best werewolf transformation scene ever. One of just, not just werewolf, but transformation scenes in general. One of the best special effects scenes in cinema history. Rick Baker, the guy who did the effects, just brilliant. Arrow Video, this is the limited edition. I believe I got this, I got this last year from Arrow Video when it came out in October. Amazing movie. You can buy just this regular Blu-ray. It doesn't come in this cool little hard shell case. It comes with a booklet and poster. But you can still buy the Blu-ray itself. It's loaded with extras. It looks great. It's the best version you'll probably see of this movie. Okay, number 13 is a great one. It's probably my favorite Peter Jackson film other than Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, but we're talking about Halloween movies. This one is a special one as well. This particular movie, I was just going through my dad's movie collection when I was a kid, and you know, the movies that I was allowed to watch were downstairs, so I wasn't breaking any rules. But I just saw this movie, and it's got Michael J. Fox from. It's got Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future. What is this? And that is The Frighteners. I had no idea what I was getting into, and I turned it on, and it's still one of my favorites. Of course, it made it into the top 20 list, so it's just always been one of my favorites. Awesome movie. Michael J. Fox is great in it. Class act, man. If you haven't seen this one, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Okay. And then we've got a classic coming up right here. Number 12. This is a new version of the movie that just came out. Best Buy exclusive steelbook. The Goonies in 4K. I cheated on this one actually twice so far. Saw it at a drive-in. My girlfriend and I were really bored and just wanted to get out, and we ended up seeing the Goonies at the drive-in, and it was a really fun night. It was a double feature with Gremlins, I believe. Really cool double bill. But this is in 4K, so first time Goonies is on 4K, so then I watched it again on 4K, and it looks amazing in 4K. Cool steelbook, man. Really cool steelbook. If you get a chance, snag this up from Best Buy while you can, because these are limited edition. All right, number 11. Kind of cheating again. It's not just one movie. I'm putting them all together. And some of my favorite horror films of all time, one of my favorite horror characters of all time, and that is Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers are my top 2 guys, man. And the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, specifically Nightmare 1, Nightmare 2, I get a lot of hate, but I love it. Nightmare 3, Dream Warriors, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I think that's Nightmare 7. Those are the ones I watch. Everything else is kind of Scuba Chocolate, Super Vanilla. They're not really my bag. Super cheesy. But yeah, those 4 that I named, man, are just... I love those movies. I couldn't just pick one of them. All right. Number 10. We're in top 10 territory now. All right. We're going to get some good stuff here. Number 10. This movie, I'm actually mad at myself because it's been out for a long time. It wasn't until 2018 when I finally watched this movie, and that was because Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal, I go every year, was coming out with their Maze announcements, and I had never seen this movie that they were announcing that was going to be a maze, and I watched all the movies that are going to be featured at Halloween Horror Nights, and that movie is Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat, man, another great kind of an anthology movie. This is the Scream Factory release. Super cool movie, man. Like I said, it's been out. I think it's 2006 or 2007, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna say 06 or something. No, 2007. Is when this came out. I didn't see it until 2 years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it the first time I watched it. Really put me into the season. Love the mood that this movie gives off. Makes me want to go be a little kid on Halloween night going trick-or-treating. It's awesome. Sam, this little dude, is just adorably terrifying. So yeah, it's a great one if you haven't seen that. Okay, number 9. My physical copy is not with me right now. I let a really good friend of mine borrow this because he had never seen it, and I really wanted him to watch it. So waiting to get that back. Adam is his name. This number 9 is one that also scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. My grandmother showed it to me. I don't think she realized how scary it was for kids, and it's a kid's movie, so like, you know, it's like rated PG. You're not expecting much, but for a PG movie, it's probably one of the darkest PG movies I've seen. And that is Something Wicked This Way Comes is the title of this movie. It's a Disney movie, and it's based on a book by Ray Bradbury, who wrote Fahrenheit 451, just classic author. This movie, man, is pretty freaking creepy. If you're looking for like a fun, Disney kind of a dark Halloween-esque movie, this is the one for you. It's got great atmosphere, great ambiance, great little story. Puts me in the mood every time I watch it. It makes me want to go. I think it was filmed in Vermont. It makes me want to go to that side of the country and just go live that fall life with all those leaves falling down, and it's just got the perfect setting. So great movie. Haven't seen it. Going down, number 8 is a classic. I think everybody's probably seen this one, and if it's not in your top 10, man, this is It's Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Great Pumpkin is one of the first Halloween movies I ever watched as a little kid. It made me love the holiday. I can't tell you the first time I watched it. I was really little. I love it as an adult. It's so fun. It's timeless. So I don't really have to talk too much about that. But going down, this one. Ooh, okay. So this isn't falling into movie territory. We're gonna get into some 90s childhood shows. And what I'm getting at here with my where are we at? Number 7. Number 7 is Goosebumps, the TV series from the 90s. A lot of people hate me for having a physical copy of this entire series. Somebody really cool made this for me on Blu-ray. It's the entire 90s series. It's awesome. The guy doesn't make them anymore. I scored this for like $30 from some dude on Facebook, and man, it's one of my prized possessions in my collection just because I know like it's a one of a kind pretty much. Awesome series. Again, some of the first horror I ever got to taste, was in Blockbuster. Not allowed to go down the horror section, but in the kids section was Goosebumps, and that was one of the closest things to horror for me and my brother. And we rented every VHS tape from Blockbuster that was Goosebumps. Loved the series, and I got with me probably my 2 favorite episodes. Putting me in the Halloween spirit. The Haunted Mask and the Haunted Mask Part 2. This one's my favorite. Love these both. It reminds me of just being a little kid going around my neighborhood trick-or-treating. Ton of fun. Okay. We are at number 6. This is a special one as well. Childhood favorite, absolute favorite. It's an adult favorite too, but man, Disney Channel original movie. They don't have this one on physical media either. Someone really cool made this for me. I'm gonna say that again, and that is Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. It came without a case. I actually made the case myself. Love this movie. I love seeing it on my shelf. I'm so glad to own this movie. It's my second favorite Disney Channel movie. We're gonna get to my first one, and you probably have an inkling of what that is. That's coming up. But yeah, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. It's a lot of fun. All right, going down to number 5, absolute classic. I've got him on my arm. He's over here. You know his name. Say it 3 times. Beetlejuice. This is the new Best Buy 4K. I can't tell you how much I love this movie. You probably know just as much as I do, maybe more. So I'm not going to go into why I love this movie, but man, it looks great in 4K. It's probably one of the best 4K movies, 4K transfers that I've seen. Just simply awesome. It's the back of the steelbook. Whole lot of fun, man. I have some deep love for this movie. I watched it when I was a bit too young. But man, it's carried over in my adulthood. So, all right. If you haven't seen this movie, if you haven't seen Beetlejuice, why are you here? You know, I'm sure we've all seen Beetlejuice. I'm not going to go into it. All right, number 4. This one isn't necessarily a Halloween movie, but it's one I love because it's got probably my favorite film score of all time in it. It's got just a brilliant score. Who also directed? The guy who did the music also directed the movie, and that is my favorite director of all time, John Carpenter. His movie, The Fog. Not to be confused with the remake I believe that came out in 2005. This is the original Fog from the early 80s. God, it's one of my favorite films of all time, and I can't remember the date. God, I want to say 81, I think is when this came out. No, 1980. I want to say 1980. The Fog, man, just Jamie Lee Curtis back for another John Carpenter movie after she did Halloween. Great ambiance, great atmosphere. Like I said, the score is just amazing. It's like the perfect Halloween-esque music. Like if you're, wanting some Halloween background music, that kind of put you in the mood, just put on The Fog. Just put on the film score. It's awesome. Great movie. I can go on and on about how much I love that movie. Okay, number 3. Top 3 now. This one, as far as physical media, I have dipped my hand in this 3 times. I've triple dipped. And that is Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus, man, again, another one that you've probably all seen. Fantastic movie. This is the 4K version that just came out from Best Buy. 4K Steelbook. Looks great on 4K. Looks absolutely great. And then this one came out, actually these 2 came out on the same day. This is the Target exclusive from 2018. And then this is the Best Buy exclusive from 2018. I haven't opened it yet, mainly because it's the same Blu-ray. It's the same Blu-ray, so I had already opened this one. And this one I think is a little harder to find now, so I'm just gonna keep it sealed. I don't think I'll ever sell it, but I don't know. I don't think I will. Actually, my brother gave this to me, and he went out of his way to buy this for me for my birthday in 2018, and I was just so stoked to have it because Best Buy was completely sold out. Couldn't find it anywhere. And my brother, I don't know how much he paid. I don't want to know how much he paid, but this will always stay in my collection. But I'll probably always keep it sealed because I think it's just, I don't know, just knowing that I have a sealed limited edition of Hocus Pocus Steelbook just makes me happy. All right, number 2, kind of cheating. I've been doing that a lot, I know. This movie, man, if it wasn't for my number 1 that's coming up, this would be my number 1. Childhood favorite. My brother and I would run to the TV when we found out that it was coming on. We would look every October for on the little TV guide. Yes, being 90s kids, we couldn't just see what was coming on the TV. We had to wait for the TV guide to come in the mail or whatever, and then open up to that page and find Disney Channel and find when this particular movie was coming on. And boy, oh boy, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite Disney Channel movies of all time, and that is Halloween Town, specifically Halloween Town 1, and then I love Halloween Town 2 almost as much as I love Halloween Town You have Debbie Reynolds here, man. Just fantastic. Man, you got Kimberly J. Brown. Fantastic double feature here. Great movie for the family to watch around Halloween. Just so much fun, man. This movie brings me back to my childhood more than any of these other movies. I've probably watched this movie a million times. It's just, I could watch it probably every night in October, and it would relax me, and I would give it my full attention. Okay, now we're down to number one. You probably know what it is. I mean, I'm pretty predictable. He's here. It's on my shirt. Come on, if you've been following the channel, you know I'm a huge Halloween, John Carpenter, Michael Myers fan. All right. Favorite movie of all time, I should say. And of course, favorite October movie is Halloween 1978. But I've got here my Halloween box set, and I'm just gonna, as my number one here, I'm gonna say all of the Halloween movies are my number one. I know it's cheating. I know it's cheating, but and there's a couple of stinkers in this set in the franchise, but I love it, man. I can't get enough of Michael Myers and Halloween. This is the limited edition Scream Factory Halloween box set that was put out in, I believe, 2014. A good friend of mine named Adam got this for me for my birthday in 2018. I was just stoked to have it because this thing is so hard to find. It's like almost every day on eBay you see it just jump up in price, man. God, I think you can get this as the cheapest between $600 and $700 now. I've seen some on there for $1,000, and I've seen them sell. I mean, I love the movies, but man, that's expensive. Halloween is my number one, but we're not done. We're not done. Like, I've been doing this entire episode, I've been cheating because I'm obsessed with Halloween. It's so hard to do 20. You know, I've got all of these movies are on my list, but I can't do that. However, I did do a top 6 honorable mentions that didn't necessarily make it into the top 20 list, but I feel like I couldn't, out of good conscience, leave them out. Okay, just really quick. Honorable mentions are the original Fright Night, 1985. Love this movie. Love it, love it. My favorite vampire movie of all time. Love Fright Night. Okay. And then another awesome movie by someone who made it for me that is very you can't even find this movie anymore. Like, it's virtually impossible to find. I don't know where this guy sourced it from. I'm just happy to own it, man. And that is the first Disney Channel movie to ever premiere in 1997, Under Wraps. This movie was, for a lot of people, including myself, like a faint memory. And then like they started like hearing about it again, like, oh yeah, that movie about the kids who find that mummy. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I'm so stoked that it's on my shelf. Man, I gotta lock my doors up tight. Everybody that's watching this, like, man, I'm gonna go get those freaking movies from Logan's. Okay, next one was also a faint memory that recently came to mind, and that is a movie story by R.L. Stine, who wrote Goosebumps, starring Christopher Lloyd. That is When Good Ghouls Go Bad. Awesome movie. I rented it from Blockbuster when I was a kid because I loved Goosebumps and I wanted to see this one, and it's great. It's a great movie. It's great for the whole family, man. Really fun movie that's set in October. Really fun movie. This one's great too. This is by Shout Factory. It's one of their collector's editions, and that is The Burbs with Tom Hanks. It's filmed by Joe Dante, who directed Gremlins, The Howling, has so many under his belt. But The Burbs, fantastic movie, shot in the Universal backlot, along with many, many other movies. Lots of fun, man. All right, up next we got Coraline. Love this movie. This is another one, like, I think I watched it for the first time in like 2014 or 2015, quite a few years. I think it was 2009 when this came out, so I didn't see it right away. And I loved it first time watch. I watch it all the time. It's just a good movie, man. Good, creepy little kid movie. All right, and then last but not least, honorable mention number 6. This guy was probably the faintest memory out of probably all of these movies that I've mentioned. I remember watching this on a VHS tape that my dad rented for my brother and I when I was probably like 5 or 6. And for the longest time, I couldn't put my finger on what that movie was. Was it a dream? Was it a real movie? And walking around a store in LA called Amoeba Music, which sells a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays, out of the corner of my eye, this freaking movie popped up, and it's out of print now. And that is The Halloween Tree. You know, it's a kid movie, but I love the animation in it. I know it's not like top-notch animation, but the painted backgrounds are just really pretty to me. It's got a fun story. It was written by Ray Bradbury, who did Something Wicked This Way Comes, that really creepy movie. So he's good with, you know, with childhood terror. Not scary really, but it does have kind of a creepy feeling for 5-year-olds, you know. But anyways, Halloween Tree. If you haven't seen it, if you can get your hands on a copy, do it, man. If you want to show your kids this one, they might love it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was my top 20 with 6 honorable mentions. Probably have more content coming your way soon of my collection. We'll probably deep dive into that Halloween box set, my Scream Factory collection, my Arrow collection, my John Carpenter videography that I own. So much stuff to come. So thank you guys for watching and subscribing to Nights of Horror. Catch you next time.